Welcome to the Southern California VW scene, where we talk about VW freaks and their cars. I know you were expecting Greg Bunch. Unfortunately, Bunch had a medical issue he had to deal with yesterday. We don't need to go into all the details. He's doing fine. Nothing to worry about. But we are going to put him off a month or so, and we'll bring him back. But today our special guest is the one and only Shin Watanabe, the editor and associate publisher of hotVWs magazine, our favorite magazine and the magazine for all you SoCal freaks. We are pleased to say that sun shines out in California. It's not raining. We got more coming, but at least we're doing okay now. I'd like to pass on some events and a schedule coming up. I'm going to have to put on my eyeballs to do that, but.
Me too. Oh, no, I don't need them.
Sunday, March 3rd is the Pomona Swap Meet and Classic Car Show. Y'all know what that's all about. Saturday, March 9th is a Boulevard Bugs meet and greet in Westminster, California. I've never been to it, but I hear it's a pretty cool deal. Sunday, March 10th is the Long Beach High Performance Swap Meet, and also one of my favorite, the hotVWs Drag Day, where Amber, my co-host, will be racing. Oh, yeah. Maybe she'd like to say a little bit about the hotVWs Drag Day.
Oh, I love the drag days and the bug-in series. Like they're so much fun. Oh, look, a little plug. And it's been too long since my car's been on the poster, so we're just gonna have to work on that. But I've got the 1965 pearl white Carmen Gia Lucille gonna go down the track with the rest of the Powder Puff crew, the ladies race group, and looking forward to getting out there and burning some rubber and getting the car season kicked off. So I'm excited about it.
Isn't that the one that's on the back of that t-shirt?
Yeah.
The car, she wears the car now, so pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, I will be there too. I am the race director of that event and have a great time enjoying all my VW freak friends out there running their cars, car show, swap meet. All the cool stuff happens at Irwindale on March 10th. So I hope to see you all there. Next up is March 17th is the DKK Carbs and Coffee. That happens the third Sunday of every month. It's at the Orange Detail Shop on Tustin Avenue in the city of Orange. So don't miss it. I'll be there too with Sunny. So bring your cool VW out and join us. And by the way, there's free donuts and coffee. So who could beat that?
And raffle prizes?
And raffle prizes.
What kind of raffle prizes? Oh.
Stuff from the chemical guys.
Got it.
That means for car, not for humans. Also on March 10th is Eat with a Beat, VW car show in the City of Industry. I have never been to this.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard, especially if you're a hip hop cat, they play that kind of music. So, hey.
You mean young people music?
Yeah. We're past that. Also, Friday, March 22nd through the 24th is the Silverado VW Camp Out. They're over half sold out. So if you want a campsite, you better get busy now. You can go on the magazine and there's an ad there and you can find out how to enter and how to register. By the way, when you're on the magazine, check out.
That's mine.
It is yours. Check out the new, I'm very proud of, thank you, Shin, the Cal Look hotVWs magazine wrench, produced and made by the Schley brothers and sold by the magazine. And by the way, it's a limited edition of 750 and they're up into the 500s now. So you don't have a lot of time left. Comes with a real neat little toolbox that holds it. And you get a Cal Look sticker. These are pretty cool. Here, you got an extra one.
Bonus.
So you can also order these. You can go on the magazine and subscribe to the magazine while you're there. And also, when you see our posting for the SoCal VW scene, there's a link there. You can subscribe. We cruised right on by 700 people, and we're looking for everybody. We like to close out and get 1,000 before too long, and you can help us out.
Yeah,
it's free.
If you subscribe, you click the live link function, and you won't miss anything because you'll get notified when we go on, and so you get to hang out with us every time. So definitely go to YouTube, check it out, subscribe, and keep hotVWs going, keep them well supported.
Yeah. So the last thing is on Friday, March 29th through the 30th is the Camp Out and VW show at Rancho Riding Park in San Juan Capistrano. And I've been to this partly because it's supported by 40 breweries. That's right, 40 breweries. And there are samples to be had. And if you've had 40 samples, you probably had enough. But anyway, it's you've got to register for it. There's on Facebook, there's a real good site called Meets and Events and Tara Pina. I hope I say that right. She puts lots of stuff up. So if you're not sure what's happening and you haven't listened to me, you can go on that website and find out what's happening in SoCal. She even puts on stuff that's across the country, but
yeah, there's a couple of those out there. iJack Sims has one too, and he posts everybody's events nationally. So check them, because if you're traveling, you can pop in somewhere too, right? Definitely. Very cool.
So before we move over to our special guest, Shin Watanabe, we were going to have Greg Bunch, and we will have Greg Bunch probably next month, but I'm going to give you a little teaser. We had many things to talk about with him, but I'm going to give you this. 55 years ago, Greg Bunch was marrying Pam Bunch. They're still married, and he asked me to be the best man. And his mother, Mr. Bunch's mother, was almost hysterical because I had a 30-inch long ponytail.
Long-haired hippies need not apply.
Yeah. She asked, would you ask him? And Greg said, well, I don't know if he will, but I'll ask him. And I said, okay. So I have a picture here of a haircut I got from Mr. Greg Bunch 55 years ago. I hope this shows up. I hope this shows up well. It was basically like a bowl cut. It began with him just slicing off the ponytail, tying it in a knot. I still have the ponytail.
Of course you do.
I've grown a few since then, but my days of ponytails are disappearing. I don't, my hair farm isn't quite what it used to be. So anyway, we're going to go on now, and we're going to talk to Mr. Shin Watanabe. And I'd like to start.
So about this haircut.
Yeah, I wasn't real happy really about it. It reminds me of Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, where I wanted to sing "Almost Cut My Hair." It was getting kind of long. Anyway, Shin, as you all know, is the editor and associate publisher of hotVWs magazine, and we'd like to welcome to the SoCal VW scene and start with some questions from Amber, like maybe about his first cars and his involvement in VWs. And Amber, take it away.
Hi, Shin.
Hi, thanks for having me today.
Thanks for being here today. It's a very highly respectable stand-in for Mr. Bunch.
I'm kind of embarrassing, usually I'm behind the camera.
I know. That's why we dragged you out, and I love it. So
I'm not sure if I can do a good job or not, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Don't worry, we won't make
You're
it
doing
hard.
fine.
We won't make it painful, I promise. Okay, why Volkswagens? How did you get into, like, I want to photograph and I want to photograph Volkswagens?
Probably because my uncle lived in the same apartment together in the 1970s. So I was 4 years old, and my uncle worked for the Volkswagen dealership.
Okay.
Yeah. And he always had Volkswagen. And so probably many people saw my Facebook profile picture, so which is I'm like a small kid with a 73 or 74 bug. That's a probably reason why I'm still driving my Volkswagen today.
Nice.
Yeah, I always, maybe many people know that, I always enjoy staying in the back seat, hearing the engine, so that's probably
the sound of music.
Sound of the music.
Sound of it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I always enjoy that. I had no idea engine was in the back when I was a kid, but it just,
That hum.
yeah.
I recall there's a picture of you sleeping in the back seat, but that wasn't
That's my
wasn't
brother.
when you were 4 years old.
That's my brother.
No, more recently. The car show, I think you took a nap in the back seat.
And then, always my friend of mine, when friend of mine had a Volkswagen, so when I got the driving license, so I bought a Volkswagen. So since then, I just drive Volkswagen all the time.
So it was L245, was that your first?
No, that's, so I was living in Japan, so until 1998. So I bought 1975 standard Beetle.
Okay.
Then I got accident, but insurance paid by the new car. So I got 1970 Bug. That was also standard. Then I got 1963 convertible. So yeah. Then
convertible kind of on my
freaks
list.
have multiple cars.
This is very true.
Yeah. Then before I moved, I also have one, the kit car. It's called the Intermechanical Speedster. So yeah, so I brought it here today. So I still drive.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me load and interject a question here. This is a loaded question, I might add.
I told him we weren't going to make it hard on him.
And I'm going to respect your answer. Who's your favorite engine builder?
That's a rhetorical question.
Well,
it's a trick question.
He built my motor.
He could have actually said, Tony, over at Wolfsburg West, because recently you had a vintage speed motor built by him. But yeah, I did do a motor for Mr. Watanabe, and
so like
I said, it's loaded.
Yeah, so right now I have a 2 air-cooled, fleet, and one company vehicle, which is a bus. But one is a 1958 Bug. It's called the L245.
Is that like
all people who connect to Facebook should know L245
looks amazing
in sunlight, in the rain,
it's 1
in the
year
garage.
only goldish color. It's called light bronze. So yeah, so which is my primary, still daily drive. And the other one is it's Intermechanical, Speedster replica. So with
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, like the L245 is beautiful too, but I see that bucket and I'm like, I love that car.
Engine was built by Ron Fleming. Porsche 912.
You're getting a lot of props for a guy who says he's out of the business.
I am. I have a new answer for, will you build me a motor? No. Yeah. No. Lies.
It is all lies.
I build stuff for myself and for dear friends. So I'm guilty a little bit. So
do deers drive Volkswagens?
Yeah. Yeah. And elks and
moose.
So you came to California with your parents or
no
by yourself?
I born in Tokyo, raised in Yokohama. But when I was 2 years old, so my dad, was sent to New York he was doing the trading business.
Okay.
And so I lived in New York almost 3 years, then come back to Japan in 1973, 4. Then, until 1998, I was living in Japan. But so I was always doing the magazine business when I was living in Japan, and start traveling to California. So I just love the automobile culture, especially Volkswagen here. So yeah, all kinds of living legend.
Yeah.
Still, very active.
He's talking about you.
No, he pictured you the same way you built a motor. It was
I grew up reading hotVWs magazine, of course, and also Japanese domestic Volkswagen magazine. Then
so I'm sorry to interrupt because we want to hear you. Didn't you do stuff for Let's Play VW, the Japanese magazine? Because I have some of those copies, and I thought I remember seeing some of your articles. Back to you.
Yeah. So in 1995, I started working for the Japanese publishing company, so which published the Let's Play VW magazine. So that's the main reason why I started traveling to California and Germany, and met lots of people, Ron Fleming, Keith Soon, Dean Kirstein, and some point, so I live in California. So I moved California 1998.
Okay.
And since then, it's been 26 years now already.
Wow.
Yeah. So
well, it's funny for me because I didn't grow up with Volkswagens. I grew up in New Jersey, and then I grew up in Kentucky, and then I moved to California, and I lived in the desert, and then I met my husband, and he has a bus, right? And he still has a bus, and now I have 4.
Problem.
And I was actually looking at another car this morning. Don't tell anybody. They're all running right now. But it's so interesting how open arms the Volkswagen community is, and how quickly you get just immersed into it. And so I think that's interesting. Like, I talk to people, like Sean has one of Keith Soom's books, the Cowlick book, and he takes it with him to the shows, and he has people sign on their pictures in the book that's been around for years. And I'm just as passionate about it now since like 2015 when I got my Carmen Ghia as a lot of people are, but I just don't know all the history. So like, I'll walk up to Ron Fleming and be like, hi. And some people won't even like look at him in the eye because they're nervous. But I think having you in the scene has really brought everyone together more, because people get to see, like, they get to see Ron, they get to see people in these magazines, and it makes the world a little smaller. So I love that.
Yeah, Volkswagen people are the best, you know.
So, and we went to Germany and Belgium. Yeah. Oh my goodness!
No matter we don't speak same language, but you know, oh, do you have Volkswagen? So that's kind of instant connection, you know, to everybody.
I was talking to one of the photographers, short French guy, I forget his name.
Julian.
Yeah, Julian at Hessisch Oldendorf, and he was translating into French to the other 2 people, and like we were all talking about the same thing, but we only spoke like 4 words in common. So it's just really interesting. It was a great experience. So I could see where coming from there here would be a huge win.
So did you have a listener look in and question?
We got a few. We'll work through them all, but you know, Amber, you did touch on a little bit about EBI, and you know, famous John Doe on here is asking. You know, will Shin, which is a silly question, I'm sure. Shin, will you be attending EBI and Ron and Amber as well?
Oh yeah,
we're going. Yeah,
we're going.
I want to desperately, but I'm going to the Caribbean next month, so I have, and then I want to go to New Orleans for my 50th birthday in September. So I'm kind of spread thin, but I want to desperately because it's the 10th event. EBI, yeah. And I haven't been to Bad Camber. I've only done Hessisch Oldendorf. So
real quick, we were talking about legends, and I want to say that we are at the Schley Brothers Museum, as most of you know, and there's a couple of legends for you, Paul and Mark Schley. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to go to EBI this year, but if you get a chance to come over here, Mark is always open to giving you a tour of the Schley Museum. You just need to contact them and arrange it, and they're happy to do it.
Yeah.
And plan an afternoon.
And plan a whole day.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think we'd be fun doing remotely, since we have so many followers around the world that may not have the opportunity to come here, is use some of the remote camera opportunity in the future to just do a roam around it.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
We'll live stream that in on one of the future episodes.
And this museum was inspired from a trip to EBI. Am I right, Mark?
Yeah, I took them to EBI for the first time they went, and they came back and they exploded. Paul used to be at my shop at the time saying, remember when we used this rocker arm? And yeah, I think I got one. You know, if you come here, you're going to see displays of Schley history. You're going to see displays of VW drag racing history, of VW club history. The couple of lightning bugs are here, and Paul and Mark's collection of hot rod cars.
Yeah,
and I mean hot rod cars. So I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but if you haven't been here and you come to California, you got to come.
You can't spoil it. Like,
this is bucket list.
It is. And my nephew was out here visiting, and I was telling him, I was like, this place is going to blow your mind. And we came inside, and he like looked, and I was talking to him. He's like, I think you're talking to me, but I can't see and hear you. So he was like blown away.
There's so much more that's deeper than that here, in my opinion.
Oh,
You know, not it's the histories and the interesting stories that'll come out of it, like companies like Autometer and
well, and the Schley family history.
exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you again for letting us be
yeah, thanks a lot.
here.
Roy's asking, Ronnie, you going to Australia this year?
I am. I'm leaving on the 22nd of September, and I won't be back till the 21st of October.
See, that conflicts with my trip to New Orleans because I need to go to Australia. That's on my bucket list. That's my bucket list.
Yeah, me too.
It's a fantastic place, and there are a lot of VW freaks there, and I look forward to seeing them again.
Oh yeah, right. Can I expense that? to hotVWs, Tom.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Tom, who is the new publisher of the magazine, Shin, Tom, and I and Rich Kimball went to the festival, Shaka Festival, thank you, in Hawaii. And believe me, there are a lot of VW freaks on the islands, and we had a really good time. Unfortunately, I didn't get to go see Bear again. I hope you're doing well, Bear. And it was a great trip. We had a really good time, and we're going back.
Oh, yeah.
This year.
Oh, am I invited this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hawaii has a pretty big
I've never been to
Volkswagen
Hawaii.
scene. You know,
Yeah.
it's such a small island, but there are many buggies. You know,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
One of my
And
club
they have
members
own
went,
unique style.
and he went to one of the clubs. He went to one of their meetups and brought back like stickers and T-shirts, and they were just like, "You have one too." It's great.
I have stickers from the Shaka show. I have extra cowlick stickers too.
There you go.
So
We might have to start doing like a viewer of the show and send them the sticker pack and T-shirt or something.
yeah,
Kind of fun.
yeah.
And T-shirts
Yeah.
have really cool graphics on them that come from really cool artists. Shin being a wonderful photographer artist, we've been talking a little bit about bringing on one of our future shows some artists to the table,
Like Ron Petro.
like Ron Petro, and we should sit in front of his giant mural.
Oh,
And I brought something that Ron Petro did for me when I went to Indonesia. He made this. If I can open it.
You want your glasses?
We really could have gone without the sound effects prior to the show. Just
Here. Here.
Oh, here.
It's different. It's weird.
Weird.
Okay, so he made me this T-shirt for when I went to. First, I'll show you the Indonesian, the Jogja Festival emblem.
Oh yeah.
Can you catch that?
I'll bring it up close after.
Okay, so here's the T-shirt.
Oh, that's rad.
Wow, nice.
It covers your face nicely right here.
Yeah. It does that wonderful. Anyway, here we are again. Scary as it may be, I'd like to get back to Mr. Watanabe.
Before
and
we do that,
yeah.
I have a shirt for you.
Oh,
Amber, if you want to show it to that camera too. That one.
that one.
You know,
I wasn't here for setup. Sorry, I got stuck in traffic.
there you
Can you see that?
go. The logo's not when it's full.
Okay.
After.
Okay. Very cool. Thank you, Ron.
Yeah.
So the shirt that I briefly showed off,
Does that shirt come in men's sizes? I'm just curious.
this is the men's size.
Yes.
It's not in women's sizes? Oh man. Look, I even put your name on it, Ron. So this was a gift from my husband. He worked with a local Southern California artist, Wes Gray, and you can find him as Art Wes Gray on Facebook. He's very, very talented.
Plug.
I'm sorry?
Plug.
It was a nice plug.
Yeah, it's okay.
So this
Oh,
is
nice.
the Red Racing logo, my picture from Arizona in my suit, my car. So the sponsors and folks we work with and folks that aren't here anymore that we have some love for, like Randy Our Wheels.
Mm,
But I brought one for you.
thank you very much.
Thank you
I'll
very
wear it
much.
proudly. I do wear red.
I can tell. I thought the deal was you're going to strip.
Whoa, nobody
I'm
wants
gonna
to see
fade the
that.
black.
I'll hold the t-shirt up again.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to Mr. Watanabe and his VW experiences. Take it away. You went to Hawaii?
Yeah, we went to Hawaii together.
Yeah.
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 Do you remember?
I remember. You flew the drone up over the photo session.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you see the new magazine, which
That
we
issue,
just
yeah.
have to have a copy of,
Here, I'll put it up here.
and open it up to, there it is.
Wow, that was easy.
Yeah.
Look at that. I didn't practice that, you know. I haven't opened it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
This is the show that we went to. And it's a great show. And I encourage everybody. Well, you don't need a lot of encouragement to go to Hawaii.
Right.
Trust me. So, Shin, you travel the world. You went to Indonesia when I went.
Together, yeah.
Together. I remember. And we had a good time there. Our host was, he calls himself Eddie, but
Yanto,
Yanto is what we think of him as.
And
And
that's where Stephen Pang is too, right?
Stephen Pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's from
he's,
Singapore.
yeah, he's
Oh,
from
okay.
Singapore.
Because I
And-
said at dinner with them at Heshish Oldendorf, and they're so amazing. I bet you had a blast.
Yeah, he lives in Malaysia now.
Okay.
So I went to Malaysia too. So there are
That's no
VW freaks all over the world. And I still think that everybody in this world, other than in deepest, darkest Africa, where they've never heard about it, has a connection to the Volkswagen. And it doesn't matter where you go, somewhere you run into somebody that has a Volkswagen, had a Volkswagen, their brother, sister, mother, father, aunt, uncle, somebody had a Volkswagen in their family. So it's a worldwide phenomenon. We just happen to be a little freaky in Southern California.
A little.
Family show.
Yeah, because we like to have them that have 180 horsepower or more. We like to drag race them.
Yes.
We like to do things that the people's car was never intended for, but works very well with it. Anyway,
Camping at
Shin,
the beach. Yeah.
would you like
Shin,
to ask
what's-
Shin something else?
Yeah, I would. Shin,
Good.
so you've gone all over the world. You've traveled to the States. You've been at like everywhere,
I'm
right?
trying, yeah.
Yeah. What is on your bucket list, and what is one of your favorite? Like, what would you call out as a show that you're like, this is the thing that I'm so glad I did? And maybe even you didn't know you wanted to go.
Heshish,
Heshish.
go to Germany. So that's all Volkswagen. If you're a Volkswagen fan, you have to go Germany.
So tell people who don't know, what is Heshish? Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like?
I really don't know how to describe, but let's say it's at least 600 years old town. Whole
Mhm.
town is going to be the car show, vintage car show venue. Imagine more than 200 split windows,
Yeah.
more than 200 over windows, 20 swim wagons.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe the
Wow.
river cruise.
When
know.
you walk down a street, it's like if you go where the split windows are, they're as far as you can see down the street on both sides. And oh, did you like the green colored one? Oh, well, there's 7 of them in a row right here of the
Mhm.
same color,
That
which
have
over here
moons.
you may never see a green split window of that color, original factory color.
47,
Yeah.
46.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
to
yeah.
even be in the show, you can't, like, it's only Volkswagens, and it's only like what year and older? Isn't it like 56 and older or something? Like, it's ridiculous. Like, the cars that are there they're rare, and but there's so many, like the Hubmullers and what was in the church last year?
Oh, yeah. In the middle of a church, they put what was it, Type 46 or 47?
Prototype.
Prototype, yeah.
Prototype. Yeah. Amazing.
Oh,
In
and
the church.
They had church around it on Sunday morning too.
Yeah, and that points out the whole town gets behind the Grudman family who put the event on, and every business has a toy car in it in the window, or a
full car in
poster,
it.
or something going on about the show. So the Grudmans have the whole town. It is the finest vintage Volkswagen show in the world, bar none.
It's overwhelming. So they do this last time. So they did us 4 days, starting Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Probably you need 2 full days to just browsing around swap meet area.
Oh yeah,
the swap meet went on
all kinds
forever.
of rare parts. Each stand, just crazy. I mean, yeah.
I had a hard time. We bought an extra suitcase to come home. But I will say, shout out to the Grudmans and the Orange Shirt Brigade and the fantastic job that you do and the hospitality show. It's a beautiful show. And at Hashish is the museum, the Romish Museum. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Romish.
Yeah.
That's incredible too. And you know what car they have in that museum? Animal crackers.
Animal crackers. You got to drive it.
Oh yeah,
that's a California car. So we were walking through. My husband's like, pose with this car, and geez. And then a week later at EBI,
you drove it.
I got to race it. I did not know that was going to happen, but it was really, really cool.
I literally screamed at Amber, "You have to go."
To go. I have to. I said, yes, Ron. Yes, Ron. I know, Ron. I'll go, Ron. It was fantastic. You're right.
And you need to go like when Hessisch. No offense, Bad Comberg. That's what's happening this year.
This year, yeah.
In 2 more years, when it's EBI 11, it'll also be Hessisch. And start saving up your Deutschmarks and be ready to go, because again, Hessisch and EBI, that weekend to weekend is just fantastic.
Well, everything that happens in between, right? So we went to Pat's open house.
Yep.
We went to the Volkswagen factory and did the tour.
Museum,
yeah, the museum. And then one of the other clubs, I'm terrible at this.
DKG,
DHL,
Flatliners.
DFL.
The Flatliner Club out there.
Okay.
They have a fantastic collection, and they do a beautiful open house. So like that whole week we stayed on, and we went to Castles. It was on the Rhine River. I was like, so I'm glad that that's at the top of your list, because that was like the first one I really got to do.
So this year when we go, there is a organized Cal Look cruise from Wolfsburg to EBI. A whole week-long cruise.
Jim Dix will probably be in that, right? With his
and
because he let me drive his car on the racetrack too.
And Bill Schwimmer and Rick Sadler, DKP members, shipped their cars to Europe to be able to drive them from Wolfsburg. Russell Ritchie asked me if I would do that with my car, and I politely declined because I don't want to be without my car for 3 or 4 months, because you'd have to do that for 3 or 4 months.
It takes a while.
You just built a motor for Dean.
Oh,
so
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's in
the article. So check it out.
Nice.
Some weird old guy in a red shirt.
So Dean's built in 67.
Yeah, his car will be there for the cruise. So Keith and I are going to show up in his T5 camper and follow along and chase down and maybe jump in a car every now and then, and because it just sounds like a fun deal to go to the same places that you went to between one and the other, and like Pat's, etc., and show up with approximately 20 plus Cal Look cars.
Yeah, that's
on the streets of Germany. Now I would love to drive my car there, but I'm a baby. I can't be without Sonny for 3 or 4 months.
Your whoopee.
Anyway, back to
so what shows do you want to go to? Like what is like bucket list?
There are still many events I never been. I never been to the Volkswagen show in UK.
I've been.
Braggadocious much? Oh, and I went to that, and then they moved, and I went to that then. He's so humble.
I never been to Down Under, Australia, New Zealand, so that's my bucket list. Yeah.
If you go, like on behalf of hotVW, I want to go. Like, tell me when you're going. I'm going to try to, because I want to tag along with somebody. I don't know my way around. My first international travel was last year, but or in 2022. I keep forgetting 23 is over, but that would be cool. So, what's the show like in Down Under? What's the scene like? Do you know?
Well.
He knows, of course. That's why
when I was down there, I went to 3 shows because I was there for a month. and it was in their summer, and they were great shows. There was one drag race event at Bass Raceway, which is a beautiful facility. And I went to a show at a big, huge park. I don't even remember the name of it, but my dear friend Andrew Taylor flew me to Australia, put me up, put up with me, and we had a really great time. But they have some great shows down there. I've been trying to get them to put them in the magazine when you list events and stuff, but so far I haven't seen them do that. But
how far is it to New Zealand? There's a big Volkswagen scene in New Zealand.
Oh, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump. It's not that very far.
They have a factory too.
Yeah.
So
really?
Yeah.
There's a knuckle draggers crew over there, and we keep in touch with them a lot between the locals and the knuckle draggers, and they've got a really fun vibe. They're like, if you come hang out with us, and I was like, for sure. Same, if you come to California, I'll put you up.
Everywhere I've gone when it's involved with VW people, I don't care if it's Australia or Indonesia or Malaysia or Europe, they're fantastic people. They're all normal, other than they own too many cars, people will say. Don't you only need one Volkswagen? No, So, yeah. Anyway.
Also, I've never been to Brazil.
Oh, nice.
Maybe this year, so I'm going to have an opportunity.
There's a CalLook Club. They've been inviting me now for a couple of years. And wonderfully enough, it's based out of Rio de Janeiro.
There are still many Volkswagen.
Yeah.
In Mexico too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm like 20 minutes from Mexico. I don't get down there often enough, but I know they do a big show down there. The Mexican Volks do a big show down in TJ. Yeah. So lots to do. I mean, everywhere you look, there's lots to do. So that's exciting.
I've been in Mexico City for the
DKW.
Oh,
yeah, I've been to Mexico City too.
I went. Yeah, I did once before. That was really great.
Yeah. Nice. Very nice.
So I still didn't cover everything yet. So
yeah. Well, you got time.
Yeah, you keep working at it.
No, you've got a great list though. Like those are all things that I'm like, oh, me too.
And Asia, so there are many good shows in Asia, like Indonesia, and Thailand,
and Japan. I want to go to Japan. I haven't been there.
You haven't been there?
Nope.
What?
Yeah. What?
My uncle lives in Japan.
Oh,
He's
really?
an English teacher. Yeah. So I keep thinking I'm going to go out there and hang out with him, but I'm also like, what can I do first?
Where is he? Tokyo,
very north tip of Japan.
I have no idea.
You looked at him like you should
I have no idea. Again, I want to thank you for the answer on the engine builder question.
You'll pay him later.
Yeah, traveling overseas is so much fun, to see such a unique model that never been available here. So, yeah, just, still running something new every day. So that always amazed me.
Yeah.
Well, and there's a lot of events in California, not just Southern California, but Madeira and Kelly Park.
Yeah, Madeira is a good show.
Yeah. And Kimball and I are going to go visit Garnerville and see Vic Wilson again this year. And then we'll come back through Madeira and Kelly Park because they're a week apart. So we will.
Oh, to be retired.
Go.
There's also, isn't the all out Texas First the World or something like that?
Yeah, September.
Yeah.
September. We're going to Texas.
Are you? There's a big Vegas race coming out too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, I need to quit working and just run amok because I can't get to everything, but I can't wait to get to everything. So that's awesome. You get to travel the world.
Yeah. People say, oh, there's this event or something. Can you go? I say, let me check my schedule. And I just hold up an imaginary calendar and go, oh, it says I can do what the heck I want to do. So yeah.
Yep. I've seen that before.
I had worked a long time at a job I loved at my own company. And because of that, and because of my association with wonderful VW people, I've been able to do a lot of traveling, and it's been just fantastic.
Yeah.
So as long as I can throw one foot in front of the other and suck a breath of wind and keep moving, I'm going.
That's good. Yeah. And in the Pacific Northwest, right? So Tom has the Medford and
Medford, yeah,
yeah,
the
so
Volks group.
Yeah, the Volks group. There's just a lot of races up there that are coming down. Like I think they do 3 big ones a year, and I hear that's a fantastic event.
I think this year they
Right now they have 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Samoa this year.
Samoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
look
talk
that
by
up.
the beach.
Yeah.
That.
Yep. You can literally go to the end of the drag strip and walk, I don't know, 100 yards and you're on the sand. So it's that close to the ocean.
Amazing location.
So it's a good place to run your car. Talk about sea level. They're right there at it. So, yeah.
And I hear that Jeff and Tom, they put on, like, they're just super hospitable and everybody has like the best time.
Tom feeds everybody.
Yeah, feeds everybody.
And his wife.
It's like Sherry.
Sherry,
Yeah.
There you go.
So 3 days event usually. So most of people just checking on Friday.
What is it? The Kinney Cafe.
Kinney Cafe, yeah.
Yeah, that's on my list of things to get to.
On Saturday, Sunday race, and they just feed you. The Hawaiian,
Hawaiian hospitality.
How many people cook? I don't know, but they just cook amazing food.
Hawaiian barbecue.
Awesome. Yeah.
Very good.
We
have another
dinner.
Yeah.
Just trying to get back more with Shin and whatnot. Shin, share with us some of your favorite events stateside, here to attend.
June, SoCal BW week, always you must come, all the time. Every time there's so many events, open house. And Prado is amazing, and Bagin, lots of legends coming, so you have also you have a chance to see Shrey Museum. So just come to Southern California, so
and the DKP cruise night.
Cruise, yeah.
June 14th.
I'll be all over the place. I'm taking half the week off for sure.
Yeah, it's a fantastic week where RVA does a vintage show.
And that's amazing in the little German village.
In Old World Village.
And all the perfect.
Yeah. And of course, Octo.
The whole VW world descends on Southern California in that week of June or 10 days or so. And it's just a wonderful good time. So make your plans now. Come on down.
Another question for Shin.
Shin,
will there be second prints available for the earlier magazines?
Oh, interesting. So the old ones, are you going to reprint anything?
Oh,
the old ones?
Old one? Maybe. Right now, we don't have any plan to reprinting yet because we have most of material.
Tell them about the cow look issue this year. Sold out.
Oh yeah, we sold out. All Carrick issue. Yeah, Mark's cover was that Carrick was amazing. He just did everything period correct. But, I post his interview on the hotVW YouTube channel, so watch that.
Yeah, there's a lot of content there.
Yeah. So just he correcting the parts since he was like 16 years old, and he finally finished
Mark
Akulian.
Yep.
Yeah, he just finished last year. He got DKP Club Member Choice Award.
Yeah, he won the Club Choice Award at our cruise night last year.
He's now DKP member.
He is pledged, and he soon will be.
So when you think of going back and doing reprints, are there any issues that stand out as something that you would prioritize? Like this is the one everybody had to have?
Also, we did the Bruce Mayer's tribute issue, so that was 2 years ago, I believe. Yeah, so that issue also sold out, and still a lot of people asking us, if we're gonna reprint it. But those magazines it's very, very difficult to reprinting. You have to print a lot. Yeah.
Not like you can print one or two.
Yeah. So hopefully we have kind of the on-demand printing, but you have to print so many copies, and that's heavy. So
you got to kind of pre-order them. Yeah,
we just have to move on. But we might have it. We are thinking about the 75 February issue. That probably needs to be.
Yeah, I would think about I would think it would make sense for each year, maybe at an anniversary level, you pick the most popular magazine that year and reprint them, just to give people a taste of a collection that maybe they didn't get.
Next year is going to be the 50th anniversary for the California.
Oh my gosh, are we having a party?
And 60 years of DKP.
Oh my gosh, are we having a party?
Oh, we're having a big time party.
Yeah, so we want to make something next year.
Well, and next
very
year
special, you
is
know.
20 years for my club.
Oh.
There you go.
See, 20 or 50, 60. Yeah. Oh, we just
Yeah,
need
we are the elder statesmen. It's a nice way of saying we're old.
Well, you are. I wouldn't call Shin and I old.
No. No. I was speaking of panzers that are old, like my dear friend Scott Pascuma, who's in the
Dude, I'm just
peanut gallery. I don't have any problem with being old. I keep moving.
I keep telling people, you know, September I'm going to New Orleans for my 50th, and they're like, "You're not going to be 50," and I'm like, "Yeah, I own it. I don't care."
Yeah.
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 74,
I remember when
75?
I thought 40 was old.
I remember being a kid and asking if I'd still be alive at 30.
You're still a kid. If you have a VW, especially if you have one that you hot rodded a little bit, or you customized, or you cow looked, or whatever,
Camping.
you're a VW freak, you'll always be young.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah.
What is it called? Young at heart, right?
That's right.
Shin, I got one for you. For me personally,
Nice.
you've obviously you're more into the vintage aspect of it. Was there ever a period or time that you wanted to light the world on fire and, you know, go racing or do anything else, or was it always cruising and
Always behind the
vintage?
scenes.
Yeah, that's something I kind of follow the way Dean Kirsten went through, you know, his career, because he never raced. He always behind the fence shooting the best, you know, picture.
Yeah.
That I'm kind of
A future guest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I always, my focus is try to capture the best moment. Yeah. And if I drive fast car, probably I'm going to die.
I didn't.
It's one, almost.
I really want to push the car. So if I drive really fast car, I want to go fast. So
Yeah.
probably it's out of control. So
Well, so that's like the Gia. We've beefed it up so much that it really is just a race car. Like it's really for the track. But I have pinned people to the seat, have like held on to the ocean handle, and I love it. So once you do it, you love it. But then I get in my notch back, and it's like a little Miss Daisy, and we just cruise around, and it's good. It's a strong, well-built engine, but it's fun to just drive. But I think that's why you have like a car for every occasion. I've got like my cruising car, and then I've got my camping bus, and so, you know, it makes sense that you have like a beautiful Porsche kit car, and then you've got L245.
L245.
There you go.
Triple Crown champion.
2022. That was my year.
Oh,
I went to RVA for the first time. I went to the Type 3 shop up here. ISG West. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Peanut Gallery. I went to ISG. I went to the Classic for the first time. I went.
How about Europe?
Yeah, I'm getting there. That was in January, which I know this blows your mind to still think about it, but that's when they did the show at the all Volkswagens in Building 9 at the
Grand National Roadster
Thank you.
Show.
Oh,
Good
yeah,
Lord,
Grand
I'm
National
like-
Roadster Show.
I'm going to be 50. Leave me alone.
You have a beard. That's awesome.
So-
But then yes, and then I went to Germany, and then Belgium and Germany, and I raced 2 different cars on the track in Europe, and then I went to Scott Baccaro's event, which is just in the show in the magazine last month, I think, the VW Nationals out there, and Art Neary handed me a race car and was like, "Here you go," and I hung out with the filthy buggers, and it was my year, and then I took the championship at the end of it, and I was like, I need one of those Facebook books they make that like has the year, but I think it's gonna be this thick.
Okay, do you have another one?
Yeah. Gary Berg's asking Ron, do you know if Russell is going to bring the blue car out?
I don't know. I talked to him about a number of cars, but I'm supposed to have a little conversation with him here next week, and I'll ask him. Would be nice. Would be fantastic.
That's one of the ones that you always like to
Yeah,
see.
that's one of the standard bearers of the cow look and hot rods. So
That's on
That
my
would be
bucket
nice.
list to drive one day.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, having it at EBI, seeing them roll out. Oh my goodness, the side by side.
Oh wow.
It
That
was
would be
crazy.
nice.
Very cool.
And Gary, I assume you're doing well. I saw a couple of postings you did, and we're so happy for you
Yeah.
and the speedy recovery.
Yeah.
We miss you because you moved. I understand why. You have a great location, but we need you to come to some of the events this year. Love you, Gary.
Pull yourself together. We miss you. Love you, Gary. I'm glad you're doing well. We see that on Facebook. So Shin, you've got a few minutes. The floor is yours. What do you want people to know about Volkswagen's, around careers, around being a photographer, about being in a magazine, or like printing a magazine or publishing? Like, what do you want? What do you think people should know?
About me?
Yeah, from the other side of the camera.
Yeah, from the guy who's terribly uncomfortable to be sitting at the table right now.
Volkswagen guy. I mean, I just crazy. I just always enjoy driving Volkswagen and renting it, as much as possible. Yeah, it's just like regular. I mean, yeah, I do magazine job, but for me, it's just behind the camera guy, and I always enjoy, attending the show.
If people want to write, people want to be in a magazine, what should they know about? Like how to be good at that?
That it doesn't
based
matter
on your car.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much you spend. I mean, and always I try to see the passion, and has a unique story. And of course, we have only 12 issue per year, and maybe we do 3-4 car features, so we have only 48 spots. So you have to be good. I mean, win.
Have something unique. Yeah,
something unique. But that doesn't mean you have to spend over 100K or something.
Right.
Yeah. So you have a unique story. So we are in. I mean, yeah. So,
it's getting harder and harder not to spend that kind of money.
Good Lord.
Things talk about inflation in the VW accessory and motor building world. The last thing I'll say about it is what I used to sell in a motor for about $7,500 now costs twice that, $15,000.
Yep.
So it's tough. And it's also tough for the younger generation coming up. But these cars, because nobody's guaranteed to be here forever, they need to be passed down to other people. And I know that's hard to do. When you think that you're about to leave and you need to sell your car, think about pricing it so that somebody could afford to buy it. I don't want you to give it away, but these cars need to keep going. It's a finite quantity of cars. They're never going to build any more.
And especially like young people, you get somebody who's interested in your car and it's worth X, and they come in and they've got C.
Yeah.
It might be worth giving up a little bit of that leverage just to keep the energy in the youth. And I've seen that. Like, there's things I've sold like way under what anybody else is selling them for, just simply because this person has a bus and he straps his kids into the back and he goes camping and he wanted a fridge cooler, right? Like, all right, cool. So I sold it to him cheap. But the other question I would have, or not necessarily a question, a statement, in the past few years, hotVW has gone from being like everything has to be perfect, everything's pristine, to actually featuring some patinas and featuring some buggies and some modern cars. How did you guys get to where you made that decision and to do that?
Well, so you just have to be all kinds of praise. So I try to see, I try to speak, Volkswagen owners as many as possible. I try to go the show, try to go everywhere. I try to see the scene.
He's always got his eyes open looking at your cars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I really wish, go to the car show, just do nothing, enjoy. But when I go to the show, I always look around, sneaking, some, people, if there's any special story, something interesting, so that's just pops up. I mean, then, yeah. And
that's cool. I think it's opened more doors for people to feel like they're part
open
of the
to
scene.
everybody.
Yeah,
open to everybody, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
So we want to point out the new magazine. It'll be coming on newsstands and to your address if you're smart enough to subscribe soon. But I want to point out that this is a very lucky guy here who won the lotto. and he
this is
took
one of
the cash
craziest
payout,
story.
$700 million plus. He bought Daryl Vitone's land speed record car. He bought all kinds of cars. The rumor is he's coming to the drag day on March 10th. So if your car's for sale, make sure Edwin sees it because he might buy it. He has a home that's $25 million home now where his collection is in. So in the new magazine, there's some great shots of Edwin. The story's in there. Don't miss it.
This is going to be the exclusive story because all kinds of tabloid magazine wanted to make the story.
Right. Oh, really?
But he's a VW guy even before.
VW guys won the
That's awesome.
$2 billion.
I got to sit in this car and steer it. We had the Grand Nationals when it was going back to the trailers.
Yep.
And they were towing. I got to sit in the dragster over there. I got to. This one's one of my favorite cars in the whole wide world. The red one, crazy.
Nice.
So, I'd like to say one more thing about Mr. Watanabe. He has taken what was literally the finest and longest running magazine about VWs in the world, and he's made it way better. He lives the magazine. You almost can't go to a show, especially in California, without seeing him there. And I want to congratulate him on the work he's put in and how well this magazine is. And it's just fantastic. Yeah. I also want to thank the Schley brothers. Thank my engineer, Corey Ryder. Hi, my media guy, Jeffrey Hicken.
The Peanut Gallery.
The Peanut Gallery, all my friends, Amber and Mr. Watanabe.
Thank you
for coming today and helping us present what I think was a reasonably good show. We are thinking about you, Mr. Bunch, and looking forward to your spot on the SoCal VW scene. And anything you'd like to say?
I just repeat everything you just said. Huge thank yous. We love being here. We love all the efforts we make to get through each of the shows and tweak them and make them better and a little bit more technical. But everybody who's online and is watching today, make sure you subscribe. Thank you, Shin.
No, thank you.
I really appreciated getting to know you, getting to learn about the Volkswagen world in rapid speed. So I'm pretty well caught up for only being a few years in. Thank you, Ron, for the great partnership here, and Jeffrey, all of everybody that's here. So thank you all. That's it. That's all I got.
Over and out.